Welcome to All About Albemarle. I'm David Fath, the Communications Director for the city, and joining me today is Zach Allis, the city's Assistant City Manager. Welcome.
Thank you. It's great to be here. Appreciate you having me.
Yeah, you joined the city about a month and a half ago.
Yes,
Tell
sir.
us a little bit about yourself and what drew you to Albemarle.
Well, a lot of things drew me to Albemarle. One of my first jobs outside of grad school, I was in Troy, North Carolina, and I got to know the area. And I really loved it out here, and I paid attention to it ever since. But I've been a manager for over a decade now, and I just really like Albemarle and the way things are going right now. The strategic plan's really what kind of drew me into this area. A lot of good things are happening. There are great bones downtown, so I'm excited to be here.
Yes, well, welcome. We're glad to have you with us. And you mentioned the strategic plan. We're going to talk about that now. That's something we like to do on All About Albemarle, is take people behind the scenes of how local government gets work done. And in the city of Albemarle, a lot of it is driven by the award-winning strategic plan. For people who may be unfamiliar with the city of Albemarle strategic plan, can you describe it? What is it?
It's essentially a roadmap for your future, and it's developed by your city staff, it's developed by your elected leaders, but most importantly, it's developed by the community as a whole. It helps us navigate where we want to go, and we use the plan every day to kind of guide the work of each department. Each year, the budget is actually developed to align with the goals and the objectives of the strategic plan.
Yeah, let's talk about those goals. We've got 5 different goals for the city, and this is a plan that is in action. And so we're going to go through the goals one by one here. Organizational capacity, safety and security, infrastructure, community and economic growth, inclusive community engagement. Can you share examples of how we've made progress on each of those goals?
Definitely. So for organizational capacity, we've continued our merit pay program. We want to reward our top performers and ensure that we stay with they stay with the organization. And under the safety and security aspects, we've ordered new police vehicles. We've upgraded in-car cameras for those vehicles. And in places like the fire department, we've started the process of ordering a brand new ladder truck. And we've purchased all the gear needed for the 10 new additional firefighters, which has significantly grown our department.
Yeah, that's a big increase in staff for the fire department. Let's move to infrastructure. Can you share some examples of the work that the city has done to make progress there?
Yeah, so City Council approved $1.3 million in funding for street preservation and rehabilitation, and that's the most they've ever set aside for streets.
And tell us a little bit about how that money is spent on which roads. How is it decided which roads should be paved?
So we actually use an independent third party to evaluate the conditions and the needs of the roads, and it helps us determine how to get the most bang for the buck, so to speak. And it also takes the political pressure off of the elected officials so that they know they're making the right decision.
Yeah, absolutely. An objective process there. Let's talk a little bit about some other infrastructure projects, some things to mention. The electric crews have been busy doing reconductoring. That's replacing electric lines to increase capacity and reliability. We've also completed several water and sewer projects. And we can move on to a different goal, community and economic growth. What are some examples of the city's progress in that area?
Yeah, so we're nearing completion of the city's new comprehensive land use plan, Envision Albemarle 2045. Hundreds of community members came out and helped share feedback to help shape that plan. And that plan is going to help us establish land use goals and policies, plan for sustainable growth and development, and help us guide economic development, housing, and transportation for the next 20 years.
Yeah, it's a big plan, and people can get a look at the latest draft. Just visit albemarlenc.gov/future. That's albemarlenc.gov/future. We have one more strategic plan goal, which is inclusive community engagement. Tell us about some work happening in that area.
Yeah, one of the big projects under the inclusive community engagement is Food Truck Friday. And so we wrapped up the 2025 season a few weeks ago. Even with a rain out or two, we had nearly 15,000 people attend these monthly events. Our Parks and Rec staff did a wonderful job kind of coordinating everything and focusing in on that community engagement. City Lake was filled with free live music and food trucks featuring something for everybody.
That's right. Zach, I really appreciate you taking us through this. And again, these are just a few of the action items. The strategic plan covers every part of the organization. And so these are just a few highlights. If you'd like to learn more, you can visit the city's website, albemarlenc.gov/strategic plan. I appreciate you joining us and walking us through it all. And I hope you'll come back again.
Absolutely. I'll be back. Thank you for having me.
Very good. And before we go, a couple of reminders. Albemarle's Downtown Trick or Treat is tonight from 5 to 7 p.m. More than 70 businesses and community organizations will be handing out candy. Parks and Rec will also have their annual costume contest for children up to age 10. And don't forget, send us your nomination for the Albemarle Christmas Parade Grand Marshal and register your parade entry. Visit albemarlenc.gov/parade. That is all the time we have this week for All About Albemarle. For Zach Ollis, I'm David Fath. Thanks for listening.